P.T.P x A.T.I. So, well, let's take them one by one. Perseverance. I think perseverance is one of those things where you just have to live by, no matter what it is that you do. You just have to persevere through everything. You want to get a better body shape. You persevere in the gym. You want to learn how to code. You have to, like, it takes time. And accepting that things take time. Travel, I do like traveling. I lived and studied in 4 different countries by the time I was 17 years old. Something that I'm very proud of, very lucky that I got to experience. It shows you how really insignificant you are. You think that you matter and your values matter and your culture, like the way you view life is the only way to do it. But once you see different people doing it, it does give you like a thing or two to think about. Passion. I think passion is what drives people. Like, when you're passionate about something, you do it no matter what. I think passion is somewhat definition of what it is being a human. If you do not have passion, then you probably have no reason to live. Aspire to inspire. A.T.I. Aspire to inspire. I like it. It sounds cool. Aspire to inspire. Very poetic. But what I like even more is having other people to be inspired, and that is whether through my work or helping people see other work that inspires them, if that makes sense. Alright, well, let's focus on passion, perseverance, and travel, even though I said it backwards, but I guess it could be P.T.P. Go either way. I think perseverance, passion and perseverance are like an absolute necessity for you to accomplish something in your life. You have to love something, otherwise there's absolutely no point of you doing it, and you will never ever want to push through the breakpoints. Like, imagine if you just hate being a lawyer and then all of a sudden, well, actually, I'm going to take this back. Imagine if you go to law school.
You started off really good.
Imagine if you want to go to law school and because being a lawyer is good because people told you that, but then once you get to law school, it sucks. All these contracts that you have to write. If you don't really like being a lawyer and you have no drive to be a lawyer, you won't do the work just because, that's the mood that you'll be into, because it's like, I don't want to do this. So that's why you need to be passionate about what it is you do, because you'll just push through the breakpoints. So yeah, I think you need to be passionate. Perseverance is also really important because that also helps you push through the breakpoints. Like, there's nothing that comes overnight, no matter what, unless you win the lottery, really, but do you really, bank on the lottery? Even buying the lottery, you kind of have to, buy it multiple times, and then hopefully one day you'll win. But yeah, I think perseverance is, an essential thing for your existence, regardless of what it is that you want to do. Travel, I think it's important for anybody to travel, just to, see how, I guess going back to what I said earlier, you just want to know how insignificant you are. Everybody thinks that what about me? What do I want to do? What is my purpose in life? Once you realize that life is way bigger than just who you are, and there's 7.1 billion people on this earth, and what you feel doesn't really matter to the rest of the world. It gives you a different way of looking at this world. If that makes sense. Yeah. I was lucky enough to travel with my family when I was growing up, so I think I don't have any advice on that. I was just kind of brought into it. I'm just very grateful for that. I haven't been traveling much lately just because I'm in school and I'm really busy. I don't really have that much money to travel, so I feel like in order to travel, you kind of need to save up a little bit or have some plan. Look up other people who travel and see how they travel and what they do. How to embrace perseverance and find your passion is a really, really good question. It's kind of you cannot really persevere through something without finding somewhat of a passion. But also, you can't really find your passion if you don't try different things and try to persevere through the breakpoints just to see maybe you like doing that stuff. So I think it is one of those the chicken or the egg problem. And if you don't have a passion, you don't know what you want to do, just think about who's your favorite people on this world. What did they do? What is cool to you? Did you like music so much? Maybe you should learn how to play an instrument or something, and see how that works out. And remember that you have to persevere. Like learning a new instrument is not going to be fun at first. It's going to be like living hell. But you have to persevere just to at least try it out and see how it goes. Because remember that everything sucks if you have to learn it. Like learning anything just sucks. Once you're good at it, that's where the fun happens. Passion. I would say passion. I mean, if there's one thing that I have to if there's one thing that I have to say that I'm passionate about is it's curiosity. I just love asking questions and learning new things. And I know that sounds vague, which it kind of is. But for example, like the other day, I was just wondering, how can you prove that the Pythagorean theorem, like the Pythagoras theorem, right? Is that what it's called? The Pythagorean? I don't know. In Arabic, it's like a different name. Pythagoras. That's what it is. How can you prove that that theory will work, like in every aspect? Like, how can you know that a squared is equal to b squared plus c squared, or whatever it was? So I had to look up a video. Like that's one thing that I love learning about. Just like I just watched a YouTube video about it, and it like made sense. And now I understand that if you have any triangle with like a 90-degree angle, you can always find that third length if you have the other two, or the angle. So that's what I'm passionate about, and I do like to learn and study and read different things. Like I do watch a lot of educational YouTube videos, like Veritasium. I don't know if he still does things. It's been a while. Like Polymatter is really good. Real Engineering. They all just teach you like different aspects of different things. Like Real Engineering talks about like the design of what's that thing's called? Like the wind that generates electricity. Not windmill. Is it called windmill? No, there's another name. Wind turbines.
Wind turbines.
Yeah, like how do they work? Like what's the technology behind it? Like why isn't the entire Earth filled with these? And it's really interesting to see like how they work and the limits of these things that most people don't really know. So that's like one thing I just watched, and it's kind of opened up my eyes on how the world really works. There are other things like how Amazon grew from a small company to like how they are. I watched that way back in the day, and it gives you like a perspective of like how Amazon grew, so you can think about like how you grow in the future. Because I feel like a lot of times we watch some of these people who are tell you oh, work hard, and if you want it, you get it. And it's like that's not really how it is. If you want it, that's step one. Then there's like a bazillion steps, and then you get it. And the bazillion steps are where do you get that information from? So the more you learn, the more you see the world from different views. It really helps you, and that's like my passion, and that's why I think passion is so important, because it makes me want to learn these things. Even though I don't care how the force comes in an air and makes the thing spin, electricity generates it. But once you know that that's how that works to generate electricity that helps people have electricity in their homes, it makes sense why people want to do it, even though it's boring physics, but it's important because it works. That's a long answer. I'll tell you this. Well, traveling definitely shaped me in a literal meaning a little bit fatter, because it's a lot harder to keep up with working out and eating and being accustomed to different cultures. How it shaped me, first of all, now I speak 2.5 languages, maybe 2.1 now. I forgot how to speak Turkish, Arabic, English, and a little bit of Turkish, just because I lived in Turkey for a while. I lived in the UK for a bit, for about a year, and it really shows you the different. From Saudi Arabia, we always looked at the Western society as it's just one Western society. But then coming to the UK and living there for a while, and then seeing how the culture was, and meeting British people was interesting. And then coming to America and seeing how Americans live their lifestyle, and see the differences between British and American cultures. And then within America, I live in Milwaukee, which is a diverse city, so I get to see all different cultures and all different people from different backgrounds, and seeing even America that we always see in Hollywood seems like that one Western culture is a lot more complicated than what we just see on TV. So I think traveling just shows you that the world is so much more complicated than what you think and what you read, and there's just always more things to know, and there's always more things to learn, and you will just never catch up. But you just have to try.
How do you think it shape other people's lives?
Oh, how to shape other people's lives. I think, I'll give you an example, a really, really funny story from my perspective. I think some people might think it's offensive, but I'll just say it anyways. A few years ago, I had this movie shoot in up north Wisconsin, and we had to rent this farm from this guy who he lives with his family. They own like a huge ranch, and he just buys like horses, trains them, and then like sells them like to other people who want to own horses. And we wanted to like rent out his farm just to shoot a movie in it, and it was like a snowy weekend. Like we needed it for the movie set. It was like really nice. This coffee is sitting on my stomach. Woo! I forgot that this is not like live, so I'm like, oh, I can pause. Back. But yeah, so we rented out this farm, and the guy didn't go to, I don't think he went to college, you know, like he lives in that farm, and that's his life. He doesn't like, you know, he doesn't read anything. He's not knowledgeable at all, and he wasn't really comfortable with me being there just because I'm brown. Because like, yeah, the whole crew is just basically a bunch of white people. Nothing against white people, but you know, that's how it was. And the guy just like really, like I can tell he kept like giving me looks, like he was uncomfortable, like he was just really not, like just didn't want me to be there. And at some point he looked at me and was like, y'all don't have snow in Puerto Rico, wherever the hell you from? Literally in that in that phrasing, in that tone. And I just sat there and I thought, I was like, first of all, Saudi Arabia and like Puerto Rico, like different time zones. And then Puerto Rico is technically in America, you know? So I just think if this guy just went anywhere else in the world and saw how insignificant he is and his life is in relative to the entire globe, it would have helped him, like, you know, realize and like maybe not be uncomfortable around me. And think about, like, you know, if I were him and I was just sitting there, I'm like, oh, this guy just looks weird. You just feel uncomfortable. It also sucks to be that person. Like, I don't want to just be uncomfortable just because some guy looks different. Like, I kind of want to like know that, like, you know, we're cool. Like, it doesn't matter how you look like. So I think that's how like traveling can change people's life. I didn't choose the brand chose me. Tyler brought it up to me, I guess. I think what it means to me is would be like a summary of everything that I said. At least for passion and perseverance, I think it's a life essential. I think if you're not passionate, you almost lose your humanity, like your humanitarian self. If you're not passionate about something, and in order to be, you know, when you're passionate about something, you will like automatically persevere through the hardships. Just because, like, if you really want to, you will. But I think some people maybe they did not grow up in an environment that helps them go through things, or like, you know, push through the breakthrough. Like maybe you grew up in a environment where like everyone just told you what to do, so it is really hard to like just make a big decision. But you just have to like realize that you have to persevere. I think just realizing that you have to persevere is like really important, because it does help you go like break through like the hardship. Because like you just have to know, like you just have to like know that shit is gonna get hard to go through it, and when it does, you'll remember that.
All right, last two questions. One, what do you like most about this brand?
I'm a open this.
There you go.
Sweaty.
Yeah, so the second last question is.
Sorry, boys.
Second last question is, what do you like most about this brand? Or like, what interests you the most about it currently right now?
I think the most interesting thing for it is the fact that the brand, I've never seen a brand that's like mission is to keep people inspired. Like I've seen so many different things, but like just like I want people to be inspired. Like even making this video is not about Tyler, who's actually making this video. This video is about other creators. And this proves the message, which is, hey, I'm not gonna be part of this video, I'm just interviewing people, I'm gonna edit this video, and somebody's gonna watch it, and hopefully somebody's gonna take something out of it. And I think that's what makes it very unique. I don't think it's gonna go anywhere. I think in order to truly answer that question, I have to ask where Tyler is going, because he's leading the brand. The one thing I can tell is Tyler is very passionate about travel and perseverance. You know, like, you know, he really wants to get this shit done. He really wants to travel. So if you ask me where this brand is going, it's going globally. That's where that's going. Let's go international, bitch. Sorry for saying the P word. But yeah, that's where I think it's going. I don't think it's gonna stop. I mean, we talked earlier about like rechanging the name, but you know, we don't have to put that in there. But But yeah, I think it's going everywhere soon. Just give it some time.
Nice. Boom. There you go.
Thumbs up.